Well, we have quite a bit to get to today. We're going to be looking at some more current event stuff that's going on right now because I feel like America's in a position where we should probably be diving into what's going on right now instead of, taking time for a topic today. But we're definitely going to get to some very interesting stuff. I hope you guys stick around and I hope you guys learned something today. I've been learning stuff, like just so much, just paying attention as of late, and I hope you guys are too. And it's awesome because this is almost episode 10. This is episode 9 right here. Then we have 10, and that's gonna be 10 full episodes. I know it's not much, but it's a start, and that's all that really matters is starting small and getting it done. So that's what I'm here for, and it's been an awesome um, little trip so far, and I'm excited to see what's up ahead. But I will talk to you on the other side. So, firstly, obviously, we have some things to get to today. Um, but I think something that's really interesting is finding a message in everything that happens, whether it's in America or wherever it may be in the world. Whatever happens, there's always some message, something we can learn from it, a lesson. And I think it's really great when you can always see the morals through things. Obviously, not like always being preachy to everybody. Something happens and immediately you go give them a sermon on it. But at the same time, always finding a lesson for yourself, and if applicable, then also giving it to others. I think it's a great. It's something that's kind of lacking. We see things happen and we don't pay much attention to why it happened or what's going on behind the scenes. But that's something I wanted to look at today, and it's gonna be. I'm pretty excited. I My last episode and this episode, I did not write out a script for because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna come and I'm just gonna say what's on my mind because I think that's important, and I think a script kind of keeps me to a certain plan, and that's not what I wanted for these episodes right now. So, firstly, obviously, our last episode was about Charlie Kirk, what he meant to me, what he meant to the country, and I try to come at everything kind of from an independent way, but lots of times I do need to say what I believe, and you may disagree, may agree with what I say, but I only want to bring truth. I only want truth. So whatever that truth may be is what I want to bring to you guys. I don't want to bring anything false, and I want to be learning along with you guys. And my last episode was like so not me, because I was just so I was really in shock, and I was kind of just so unhappy with what had been going on in our country. And I want to look at some of the bright things because I looked at the dangerous things, the scary things about America. There's still lessons to be learned, but I also believe there are things that we can take that are actually like super applicable to us, and I think that's something that I want to do today. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to try to pull out some of the positive stuff going on here, and just looking at some current stuff going on right now. I think it's gonna be really good for us to run over it. Firstly, the suspect was caught. I think it was about 10 p.m. last night. He was turned in. Apparently, his father helped him turn himself in. This was Tyler Robinson, 22 years of age, college student, and let me tell you something that you really need to pay attention to here. It's something that maybe people don't see as much, but something I really picked out from all this. Guys, on his shell casings, there were anti-fascists ideas. So, ideas against fascists. But we have so lost our definition of fascism nowadays that it's just like, I disagree with you. I don't like what you say. I'm going to call you a fascist. It's like one of those terms we just have decided to make an insult. Like, I don't like what you did. You're a cow. How could you be such a cow? It's so stupid that you would be a cow. And it's like, well, if we look at what a cow means, that person's not really a cow. So it's very confusing, but this is how our generation has been for a long time. But this tells us a lot about who he was, guys. Charlie Kirk was not a fascist, okay? Fascist was Benito Mussolini World War II, you know, it's a communistic kind of branch of idea. It allows some private enterprise, private property, but definitely not to the level that capitalism allows, and it entails a lot of socialistic ideas. And Charlie Kirk was totally against socialism. Listen to virtually anything he said, and he was totally against socialism. So I think it's a pretty ridiculous idea to call him a fascist, to call Donald Trump a fascist, because whether you're from the right or the left, if you just look at these people for just a little bit, you're going to see that they're not coming at you with fascist ideology. There's not saying things like a Hitler or a Mussolini would say, or a Stalin. These are totally different guys. If we want to be looking at like fascist, we need to start pointing out people that kind of have a track record of being that way. And I would like to point out for us, okay, the candidate for New York City, okay, Mandami, is literally what you would call a communist. He is literally a communist. Okay, and he will do nothing good for New York, and New York will suffer under him if they choose him. And that's just a warning from me. I don't care. I mean, probably like no New Yorker is listening to me right now, but you know, I tried, and so it won't end well for them. You will see the destruction that a communist does, and hopefully, when you see that, you then look at Donald Trump or guys like Charlie Kirk, and you see what they've done, and you're gonna start lining up and they have a lot more empathy. They care a lot more about the people around them. They care about moving us forward. They have capitalistic views. They have democratic views, views that are going to move America to a better position. And really, that's not what communism is. And we've seen communism fail over and over. You go all the way back to like the common store system in Jamestown, and we're all going to eat from the same place. But some people are going to work really hard, and others are not going to work at all, and we're all still going to get the same amount. Obviously, James Smith comes over, virtually saves Jamestown, and he then can, or excuse me, I meant John Smith, comes over, virtually saves Jamestown, and how did he do that? By taking out the communist ideas, or taking out those progressive ideas. Now it's you work, you eat. And I think I mentioned this in the inflation video that I did. Well, money means work. Money means work. And so that's another big thing. So you just kind of see like everything rolls into this. There's tons of different paths, and each one leads to the same idea. Right now, currently in America. And it's pretty insane to watch this happen, you know? And actually, I was thinking, you know, because one of the reasons Charlie Kirk was probably shot is because this guy's, you know, he's calling him full of hate. Why? Because his right-wing ideas, and clearly Tyler Robinson did not like right-wing ideas. And then he's like, oh, well, I'll just call him a fascist too. And that's been like track record for a lot of offended, and I'm sorry, but liberals, a lot of offended liberals like to throw the term fascist around, or virtually anything else that has to do at all with like, you should be offended, but you know you're not, because you know it's not true. It's like, whatever you want to say, but like, that's not true, so sorry. Go get your brain checked. And so that's like, for me, say what you like, Charlie Kirk was not a fascist. I just went through what happens when you have a communistic, socialistic kind of environment. It does not end well with Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump. They are not pushing for this. Nobody on Donald Trump's cabinet is fascist. So, like, calm down. Do your research. Check the definitions. Find out what a fascist historically has been. And you will find that the people you are calling fascists are not, like, ever fascist. And we need to be refocusing on the people that actually are, like Mondami in New York. If this guy wins, you're going to have an ugly New York. And then hopefully you can see this is what happened. Now I'm going to compare this to the rest of America. How are they better off? You take people that are more progressive, socialistic in their ideologies. You, Karen Bass, I mean, you just Gavin Newsom. These people all have, even if they're not totally communist, they have these socialistic ideas. And go to California and check out how it looks, okay? I mean, Mel Gibson said it all when he was talking about the Los Angeles fires. And He was like, you guys did not do your job. You know, as leaders of a state, as leaders of a city, you did not do your job. You did not act quickly enough. And this all ties back to a lack of understanding and a lack of smart politics. And literally, anybody with socialist ideas does not understand what smart politics are, because you start to realize that once you follow a socialistic idea, you're going to drown in it. Always hungry, and he eats, and there's no a return payment. So he eats, he takes, he does not give back. This has been true. We've seen this a lot in so many different places. I don't know how it's not in your stinking head yet. But you just need to think for just a little bit, and you'll realize that communistic ideas are not smart. And to the people of New York, like, if anyone hears me, like, seriously, before you do anything, think. Like, generally, like, literally, you are a human. You are capable of using your brain, and I know you guys can do it, because America is blessed with great thinkers, and I know they can think themselves out of this, and they need to. They really need to. This would not be good. This will not be good. I'm just warning you. Something else I wanted to talk about: The View, Whoopi Goldberg. Not a fan. Okay, like, I think they have to pay people to, like, go watch them and applaud at the right time. But she did say something that I was kind of like, oh, you know, it's not bad. She said she did not condone the violence on Charlie Kirk. She said no one should be silenced, whether you're right or left. She went and she, like, gave details, you know, or examples of other times political violence has been used. She said this is not right. Just because you're young, your voice should not be, you know, canceled just because you're speaking the truth, you know. And I was like, oh, wow, like, that's actually good. Like, that's actually really quality stuff you're saying there. I'm glad you would say that. Now, clearly, obviously, she's not going to be like, you know, there's been more violence on one side than the other. But, you know, hey, it's one small step at a time. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But it's been kind of awesome seeing so many people, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chris Pratt, all these people just come behind, and whether they agreed with Charlie or not, they still came back, you know, and they said, this guy did not deserve what he got, and political violence will never be the answer. And now these are people that are smart politically at this point. In this sense, they are smart politically, because they realize that political violence does nothing. Think when Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk, like, if he'd used his brain, do you think he really would have done that? Because that would solve nothing other than getting him, like, imprisoned and executed. Like, literally. Now, we hope for his salvation of his soul. We hope he can find Christ before his time has come. But at the same time, justice will be served, whether in this life or the next. And how he could not see that, how he could not realize that this was a really, really dumb idea, I don't know. Now, maybe he's like seeing it, he was seeing it like when we saw Saddam Hussein, right? We took out Saddam Hussein. We did not feel remorse, and we thought we were doing the right thing, and I think we were. But this is totally different. He thought he was taking out a voice that needed to be taken down, and instead he shot America. And when America gets shot, it does not like it at all. Does not like it. Does not like being shot at all. So it's really interesting. Just to see everything that's going on. He also had transgenderism ideology carved on there, so other stuff. This dude was left-wing. He was left-wing. I'm sorry. He was left-wing. And if you're a leftist right now, let me tell you, you should not be standing for this. And I'm so happy and so proud of those who are not standing for this. I think it's so awesome to see them kind of come together. You know, this is a point where we may all have our beliefs, but we can come together on this one thing, that political violence is never the answer. And that's so awesome. We need to come together, guys. We talk. Use words. Use words. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, okay? So, like, literally, we can talk about things and figure them out, and it'll be great, and everyone's going to be happy because we talked. And we decided this is the best thing to do. Not shooting someone because you didn't like what they were saying. That will never be the answer, and when it is, America is going to be destroyed. When violence is the answer, then it's over. Then it's over. You can forget everything that our forefathers built, okay? You can forget about the First Amendment because it's gone. It's gone. Political violence is the way to go, apparently. So do with that what you will. I, for one, am always going to go for the peaceful way. And sometimes maybe that takes some harsh verbiage, but you know what? That's better than just killing. Okay, that's a lot better. If it's hard for you to see that, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know how to make that more simple. It's better to speak than to kill, virtually all the time. So there you go. Charlie Kirk's casket being flown to Arizona. Um, Trump will be attending the funeral, which I think it's a high honor. I think it's good. Continue to have Erica and her two children in your prayers. The Kirk family needs that. I know they're strong in the Lord. It's been awesome. Uh, just a little while after she posted a verse, and I think that was so cool to see because you find comfort in these kind of things, and it's really awesome. I loved it, and so I'm so proud of her for that. And again, my voice is small. Right now I'm not reaching that many people, but I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm getting to enjoy this, and I'm getting to see these stories that change your life. They literally change your life, and somehow it was, I'm starting this, and this event happens, and it's something that kind of, it made me rethink, why am I doing this? My voice, when I go, do not want my voice to be silent. So I wish to make my statements now. And I think that was something that Charlie Kirk definitely put in me, and I think it's something he should put in you whether you agreed with him or not. This dude said what he believed, and you should be able to say what you believe. You should be allowed. There's the First Amendment. There's the first right of the American is to speak your mind. Speak it. And guess what? As a person who wouldn't agree, you just don't have to listen. You literally don't have to listen. So that's the ultimate solution. We come together, we talk, we take care of things the right way. We're Americans. We have a reasonably high IQ. Sometimes I like start doubting that, but we have a pretty good chance of getting things figured out. So I think that's awesome. It's just been so great seeing people come together, really for support for the Kirk family, everything that's happened. It's been awesome. I have so much more respect now for like the Utah law enforcement. It's been insane watching these people just work themselves to death, trying to get this dealt with, and I'm so proud, so proud. I'm so happy. This is America. This is so awesome, and it's just been so great to see. Trump released a statement. So many people have. I mean, so many, even like YouTubers, so many political influencers have released so many statements. People who agreed, didn't agree. I watched Stephen A. Smith's. I think that was an awesome statement he made right before he went into sports. He talked about, sports. That's why you're all listening to me. But there's a time when we need to realize that a human's life has been taken, and I respected him so much for that. I was like, that's really that's showing his true colors in a great way. Now I don't agree with everything he says, but that was a moment I saw his character, and I respected him for that. And I think he does have a good influence in many ways. So it's been great to see that. But just seeing America come together as a whole, it shows that we still can. We still can. And I think that's awesome. That's what we need to shoot for. We need to shoot for being unified. I guess my whole point here is because, we take everything that's happening right now. We have elections, amid all the turmoil. We had this stabbing on the railway. It's like a dude that had been released 14 times from prison. And, it's so many things happening. We've got foreign stuff going on. We've got Israel and Gaza, and now it's all in your head, and you're just like, how am I ever going to sort through this? So we have Epstein files being hidden, shown. We've got recorded footage flying everywhere. We don't even know where that stuff is anymore. And it's, what do I do with all this? And then Charlie Kirk gets assassinated, and we're all just like, reality check. Like, literally reality check. And sometimes, like, that's the hard thing. We need a reality check sometimes. We gotta wake up. We're so focused, I think, on things sometimes even outside of America that we forget that we're in America, and America needs help. America can't be forgotten. America needs help. And whatever we do, we need to be doing it not just for America, but for the glory of God. And America has historically been better when our country is on the right path. And I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I'm excited. I think, if anything, this is going to be an awakening like we've never seen before. This will be an awakening like we've never seen before. America is a great country. America is amazing. I love America. There's nothing anyone could do to make me hate America, because what I love is the real America. And if America is taken over by terrorists, if America becomes a slaughterhouse, that's not America. The America I love stands for freedom. The America I love stands for free speech. The America I love stands for religious liberty. America I love stands for the right kind of family, husband and wife and kids. The America I love stands for just everyday choices that you can make as a person. America I love stands for choosing who your leader is going to be. The American I love it stands for accessibility to all sorts of things. That's the America I love. Because I love America. I don't love an idea. It's something that comes and goes. I don't love that. I love America. What it was meant to be. And I hope that one day we can all wake up and realize that's what I want. Is America as it was meant to be. When we gained our independence from Britain, we had what was called a critical period. We had the Articles of Confederation. Those didn't work very well. They had to come together, create the Constitution. That, if we have to go through that again, then, I mean, so be it. If that's what it takes. But I think right now we're learning the hard way that we weren't America. We were broken. We were divided. Everyone hates each other. And when every single person can go hug a brother or a sister and tell them, I appreciate you, I love you, God bless you, then that's when we're going to be America again. And I know I'm just a tiny little guy over here, just recording these podcast episodes, hoping to reach someone. But I don't know what else to say. I think the recipe for success here is faith in a better country, faith in God. I think that's it. That's all we gotta have, and we gotta want to be better. We have to want to be better. There's no result with no initiative. And without attempting to be better, you never will be. So keep these things in your mind, and let's move forward as a country. Because I can't wait to see what can happen when we start caring. It's been great. I can't wait. Next episode is episode 10. I'm so excited. I'm super pumped, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Everyone who's like the 46 subscribers I have right now, it's so awesome. I didn't expect that, honestly, in like my first month, doing this. I expected much less. But all the glory goes to God. That's why I'm doing this. I can firmly say that if I were by myself, I would never have gotten anywhere. So this is amazing. This is great. This has been so much fun to watch. Hope you guys are enjoying. I'm having a lot of fun. Like I mentioned, if you guys ever have anything you want me to talk about, any topics, any questions, anything you would like me to read, whatever, put it in the comments. That's why they're there. And I'd love to know what your ideas are. And I cannot wait to see you guys again. So until the next time, God bless.